It has
What
been
else?
about an hour since the events of, as one of my players has so eloquently deigned it, Skala FM went out across Syrene. You have all made your way back to Lockheed's Inquisition. There, as you begin to gather in the waiting area, running into one another, waiting outside the High Inquisitor's office is a woman. She is tall and muscled, her shoulders broad and wearing chain armor. Her long, messy black hair hangs down the back of her armor, and on her back is a longbow, and at her waist a sword. She has a badge designating an officer and wears the symbol of the city guard. She is sitting on a chair outside the Inquisitor's office and seems to be tapping her feet very impatiently. As you all enter, the receptionist glances up. Oh, good, you're back. It's been chaos for the last 30 minutes. We've had reports coming in from all over the city.
I imagine so. The rest of us gathered here as we could.
You've all heard the news then?
Halfway.
Vividly.
Yeah, the receptionist looks at you, Caldana. So it's true then. She spoke to you.
Yep.
Seems so.
The other four of you do not know exactly what that is in reference to, but you all did see that weird moment of tieflings just kind of suddenly staring off into space.
All the tieflings stared off?
Every
'Cause you
tiefling
Cannot assume that they all know each other, or that they all do the same thing. So
that is true.
What a fucking callback!
seems kind of rude.
We haven't met this person yet, right?
The receptionist that you're talking to?
Oh, sorry, never
It's
mind.
just the receptionist here.
Okay, thank you.
The woman by the door you have not met. No. Well, I'm sure the High Inquisitor would be happy to speak with you. Let me go. As he starts walking over, the guard looks up. Oh, the High Inquisitor will see them, will he? You get your ass in there and tell him that Ravenlear wants to speak to him right this goddamn minute.
Oh, I was supposed to look for you.
He, Yes, ma'am, I will relay the information. And he slips into the room.
I thought we'd met Raven Lyra before. We hadn't?
No.
Oh.
Well, you all haven't. I have. Not Caldana.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Raven glances over at all of you.
You are the head guard, if I recall correctly.
He nods. Captain Lyra.
Captain Lyra. I am Rialta Folknir. This is Cerberus of, I guess I'll just introduce everybody, unless they want to introduce themselves.
No, that's fine.
Okay, she'll introduce everybody.
Mhm.
We have been promoted Inquisitors by Head Inquisitor Sunvale.
Deputy Inquisitors.
Deputy, yes.
Well, I'm sure you'll be full Inquisitors before long. Lord knows they need more.
Indeed. I am under the I was hearing that it seems the Inquisition has been in charge of trying to deal with some of the issues.
She crosses her arms. I wouldn't say in charge is the right word for it, but we have been entreating their aid in helping to keep the city from tearing itself apart.
Indeed.
My first responsibility is to keep this city safe, and I consider these last couple days not the best showing of my career.
Has it been too many? Too many? Or what exactly has been the problem?
Every night, protests. The tieflings are rightfully angry. The hold, as last I understand, is training soldiers at this point, which is never a good sign. The humans, likewise, have reason to be angry with the situation that's happening right now, and a group of people are agitating the situation.
This will likely only agitate it further.
I have no doubt. That is actually why I'm here to speak with the Inquisitor. Something drastic must be done if we are to prevent civil war tonight.
Agreed.
Then come in with us.
Yes, that would be... Thank you. I'll do that. It's about a minute later when the door opens and out walks 12 Inquisitors. Most of them highly decorated. These are probably... Most of them are also older. They are likely Inquisitors who've been in the Order for a very long time. But they march out with a purpose as they make their way out to the barracks to presumably talk to or relay orders. Behind them, you can see into the room, and Inquisitor Sunvale is sitting against his desk and just pinching the bridge of his nose. He looks tired.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. He glances up as you enter. Come in. Please, close the door behind you.
If nobody else will
Click.
sure it is. Okay.
Get it? Yeah. Click.
All right, so 17 of us grab the door at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all pull it shut. The combined strength of all of us rips the door off its hinges. What do we do now?
So,
Anyway.
welcome. Welcome back. I trust your day around the city was eventful.
Well, not
Mostly at the end.
She went poof.
Yes.
What?
Aldana's
And-
just 1,000-yard stare.
Melody just kind of like holds up her cloak that has like this distinct shimmer to it now that you don't really remember it having. And she just kind of like holds it up and goes, I was talking to her and she looked tired, so I gave her my cloak, and then she went poof, and I think I poofed her away.
I...
Who, Melody? Who's gone missing?
Matriarch.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
The god or the position?
It's really confusing, but I think it's the matriarch who gave me waffles.
Okay.
Oh.
Got it.
Right. Of course, your
Our sponsors.
patrons.
Right.
He glances over at Captain Lyra, and a moment, if you would. And he approaches you all. You, Melody, you worry that your patron, as it were, has left you.
Simply a sign of the work.
Because she told me once that she expends a lot of energy to come to this plane, and every time she does, it tires her out, and she comes to talk to me a lot of times. And
Melody, dear,
Oh,
there is a teddy bear hugging your cheek right now. Are you aware of that?
no, but that is plain why my cheek feels warm. Thank you, Waffles.
He hasn't left you. No one has left us.
If you were without your patron, you would be well aware. And he smiles.
Okay, well, you look like you also could use a hug. And she kind of like opens her arms.
He looks at her for a moment. And then there are a lot of things that he wants to say in this moment, and you are well aware. The more, I would say, people pleasers of you are well aware of many of the things that he wants to say.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of pass, and he goes, you know what? Hug sounds good. And he gives her a hug.
Okay.
Oh. 6'4" Dragonborn will give like very good hugs.
You know what? That's fair.
Just
Well,
don't mind the whole like roughness of the scales. She
Yeah.
she likes to smooth them
Well then.
as best she can.
We start with the good news then, Inquisitor. It seems that a deity is not dead, and well, you got your hug.
That is true.
The bad news,
have
unfortunately,
to be
outnumbers
married.
it.
Yeah, that's-
Indeed.
that's
Let us
all
begin.
Good news.
Let's begin with said bad news then, shall we? And he goes over to sit on the desk. Ms.
Sit on the chair,
Aristotter, I wonder if you might, as the only member, the only tiefling member of the Inquisition, I wonder if you might inform us of what you were told today.
Well, apparently Skala can talk to all of us at the same time.
Occurs to me, I should put this in as a message that you all can see now. One second. Go ahead, you can
Wait,
continue.
that also happened around you? Cause
She said all of her children. Which, fuck her, I'm not one of her children, but...
Fair.
Cause I was in the district of diplomacy and all the tieflings all looked in the same direction. Like, it looked like they were... Oh...
And that's the message.
Some sort of...
has announced herself Skala, Dread Demon of Despair, Cruelty, Nihilism, and Love. And she plans to deliver us all the peace we deserve by destroying the world.
I'm sorry. Apologies, as I didn't hear it myself. She announced herself as Skala, but not as the Dread Demon of Hatred?
It would seem when Varys broke her orb, it changed something with her spark.
Oh, that does
Reasonable.
not play well in dark mode.
Oh,
Oh.
no, it does not.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't know if you're on
What are you
dark
guys-
mode.
We
What are you
can.
guys talking about?
There's a Skala's message to her children. It's a message pop up on Roll20. You may not be seeing.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, if it was an interactive window.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
We can just add it to the notes as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I got it, guys.
Yep, there it is. It's all
There you
good.
go. There you
Perfect, thank you.
That works.
go. And that can go in handouts for you all. Yoink.
Ferris doesn't believe in handouts.
I know he
Oh
doesn't.
my god.
Never been less
Go sleep
surprised.
in the stables, Varys.
I hope it's those nice ones on the second floor.
He goes over to one of the bookshelves and starts to pull out an old tome that he sets down on the table and starts to look through it. This book is a reference to Timaeus, Dread Demon of Fear. It is well documented throughout history that he has returned many times. And each time, fortunately, he has been defeated. But I can never find a reference of his name having changed. Or of him having taken a new domain. You say Varys destroyed the gem. This is the gem that we determined contains her magic?
Yes.
Supposedly. Though magic didn't come out of it. Her
spark did.
Something like that. An entity, or at least a spark, split in twain. Varys looks at Keldana.
Yeah, so Rialta.
I see.
Just be like that.
The orb, we have reason to believe. Mr. Varys chooses his words carefully.
Yeah.
And it seems to cause him mild physical pain. We believed it to contain a spark. A different one. When I destroyed it, elements of that spark also seem to have changed. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what it means, but they split somehow. Skala took some of that, based on her own declaration, and some she did not.
it was because the Unredo guided it back.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yes. Back
Of
wherever
course
it
she did.
needed to go. It returned to that. He looks at Keldon again. Like, place that it had to go. But part of it went, and there is reason to believe, based on prior research by our group, that the spark belonged to the dread demon of lust at one time.
Oh,
Making the title change
It could
certainly
coincide.
reasonable.
That's our working theory at the moment.
he goes over and grabs a different book. Okay, Lustitia, Dread Demon of Lust, Envy. He glanced over at Captain Lyra before shaking his head. Charity and Hope.
Yeah,
Or sorry, and love. Sorry,
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's not right.
That's
Charity and
our
love,
Hope is Skala.
Hope was Skala. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's our
maybe I shouldn't have given them all 4.
Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe I was an idiot. I
Yeah,
don't know.
It is
Do
a lot
two,
of
Callie,
names.
do 2. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
for
It's
one
true.
person.
One good and one bad from now on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
When the beta version of this book, they'll all only have 2.
Yeah. Exactly.
Callie, do you want me to roll anything to like not react to all of this?
So,
Do you feel like you would react to all this?
I feel like I'm trying not to.
Roll for poker
Sure.
face.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
Can't
good at
read mine,
perception.
can't read mine. No, you can't read Caldana's face.
Oh shit!
Mm.
20.
All right. You just
don't
focus
really
on
have to worry.
a night with Soraya, and you know what? Their words don't matter that much.
anyone smell that? Never mind. So,
Yeah.
But yes, that's
So
our working theory.
he nods as he considers it for a moment. Well, either way, it is concerning. This is a unprecedented event in the history of the world, or at least as far back as our recorded histories take us. Both a dread demon changing its dominion and a dread demon contacting the entirety of a people. I suppose we don't know if it isn't localized yet. We won't know for some time until word can be brought in, but we must operate under the assumption that it is.
I'd say it wouldn't matter.
Does Lockheed's Inquisition have presence in other places like not Terracin?
No, we do not. Well, there are I'm certain, other organizations that bear a similar charge as ours, but they're not affiliated with us.
It's not an international
Correct.
organization.
We
Would you-
are, our boundaries go as far as Terracin.
Then would you be able to send a message to them, like through messenger birds or something?
I could get a message out and see. I suppose it would make most sense to contact our people on Unduar, as there are many tieflings there.
Hmm,
Reaching out to those on Mother's Jail certainly wouldn't be very valuable.
it's true.
Suppose if it went to Unduar, there's no reason to assume it couldn't have reached everywhere. At the moment, we don't even technically know that it goes beyond the bounds of the city, to my
We-
understanding.
We don't.
We
Well,
don't.
Well, personally, I call messenger birds tweets. So
Oh, I don't think that'll catch on. Cute
Well,
idea,
no,
but
it's less of a mouthful than messenger birds. You can just say, "Oh yeah, I sent a tweet the other day."
I just don't. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue for me. Sent a tweet. I don't
Either way.
Inquisitor Sunvale takes a shot.
Yeah.
think I-
Either way, the concern, however, is the fact that Skala sent this message, and that Skala believes that she will end the world. And
I
she
think there's
is
a more pressing concern, actually, Rialto.
here, I guess. But
You're right. I agree with you. That is the broader concern. I think that's, in a way, what we have a plan for. Somewhat. We are going to try to withhold as much of Skala's power as possible. But first we have to survive the night.
Captain Lyra, who has been very quiet this whole time as people talk about dread demons and Skala,
And tweets.
and tweets, finally sees fit to speak up. Here. This city is on the verge of chaos. If we do not get it under control tonight, We won't survive to tomorrow. Hence the reason I'm here. Inquisitor Sunvale. Hi, Inquisitor Sunvale. My apologies. And he nods. I am here to bring forth a most unusual proposal. One that I believe is necessary to, well, handle this situation this evening. He nods and listens. Word is, well, rumor has already spread through the city like wildfire of the dread demon of Despair's message to the Tieflings. And in response, the leadership of Hell's Hold has declared that the entirety of the area will be off limits to non-Tieflings tonight. Any threats or disturbances will be dealt with swiftly and harshly. This warning has prompted some of the agitators in the Disciples of Lao to organize protests around Hell's Hold tonight. I am here to formally request the Inquisition's help. Until now, it has been something of a unspoken partnership, offers High Inquisitor Sunvale. And she nods. I will use whatever influence I can with the guards to ensure that they keep the disciples in line outside of Hell's Hold. I wish for you to take the Inquisition into Hell's Hold and keep the people there at bay and at peace this evening. Inquisitor Sunvale considers this for a moment. And then he shakes his head. I can't. I cannot march 150 Inquisitors into a community of 4,000 Tieflings. Even if I had the authority to do so.
Against their wishes.
Indeed.
It could cause more incitement.
With all due respect, Inquisitor, I would say the rumors of a dread demon fall far into your purview. I would say that the Inquisition has utilized their muscle for less. He considers it again. And then looks to you, Caldana. I feel like we were here once before, weren't we?
Seems like it.
No. I will not march an army into Hell's Hold and further provoke chaos. But I'm not unsympathetic to you. We need to keep this under control. I will send my Inquisitors to join the city guard. They'll position all around Hell's Hold tonight and do their best to prevent any, say, incursions into the city itself, or into the hold itself.
Captain,
Raven looks to you.
who is the leadership that made such a unanimous declaration for an area of 4,000 people?
There is a small council within Hell's Hold. Usually they are overseen by whatever Tieflings sit the Grand Council of the city. I believe there is currently 7 on the small council of Hell's Hold. It was their decision, unanimously. Hell's Hold is, of course, part of Greater Stonesthrow, but given its historical separation from the rest of the city, it has seen fit to function on something of its own government, at least for matters within its walls.
It has walls, then.
It is a walled area. Of course, like so many places, there are many entrances in.
No, but at least it creates a position that will help keep people out.
Indeed. That is, and Inquisitor Sunvale agrees with you. And that is where we will look to post our Inquisitors overnight.
How do we get a message to the council to let them know that we're not trying to keep everyone in?
Inquisitor Sunvale speaks up for that. I will handle that myself. I am well acquainted with the small council of Hell's Hold. We have seen eye to eye on many things, and I have worked with them extensively over the last few days.
If need be, we do have just sort of gesture at Caldana as well.
Indeed. With all due respect to you, Miss Hara's daughter, I have a good working relationship with the Tieflings of the Small Council. I will go. I actually wonder if I... He glances to Captain Lyra. If you would excuse us, I believe our business is concluded for now. She nods, but stops. If we will likely be able to contain things tonight, but if this continues to build in the way it is, greater steps are going to have to be taken, while I still have the authority to do so. Inquisitor Sunvale looks a little shaken at that prospect. Very well, Captain. Thank you again for your service, and I will see you out there tonight. She nods and steps out. Again, I must apologize to you all. I fear that you have come to Stonesthrow at a poor time.
Actually, I think
Seems
we
to be
came at the right time.
Does seem to be a habit for us.
You are not inquisitors of the Inquisition, not as most people are.
No, but your mom told us that what's happening here is a symptom, not a cause.
That sounds like her. But she was always right, so hard to argue.
If
To
you
that
know
end-
your mom, you're not supposed to argue with her.
That is a lesson I never learned. And now I guess looking back, I wish maybe I had. I wonder if to that end I might ask you all a kindness this night.
That is.
You have seen the state of things outside of Lucky's vigilance. You have seen the effigies, the abuse to this place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't really.
I have to go to Hell's Hole tonight. I do not feel comfortable leaving Yuki here.
Hmm.
I wonder if you might take her away from here.
Of course.
Where would be safe?
In the District of Diplomacy, there's a bar. It's called the Stuck Pig. It is run by the Halflings Watch. I wonder if you might take her there tonight to rest. Keep an eye on her.
We can do that. Is
Certainly.
she awake?
She is. She's out in the courtyard preaching.
Right.
You know, if she's as stubborn as her mom, you both are. If I'm being completely honest.
Runs in the family.
You know she's going to insist to, well, not be in.
I know. But I cannot grant her wish this night, as much as I would like to. I have recently been promoted to the position of High Inquisitor. He casts a glance at Rialta.
She nods.
And I'm pleased to say that I remain not engaged. However,
Wait, what?
never mind.
Long story.
He seems to... however, that with it comes bearing responsibilities. I will not send my men out on a dangerous night, on my first night on command, and stay here. I will go, do my part, and I just ask that you watch over her.
But who will watch over you?
I have 150 Inquisitors who will watch over me, while I watch over them.
And you've entrusted us with a very important duty.
I have the most important that I know.
Will you speak to her before you leave?
Of course.
Okay.
The better.
I will.
We will take great care.
To be clear, this is not goodbye. I have a wonderful destiny ahead of me, and it will not end tonight in Hell's Hold. No offense, Caldana.
Aldana kind of shakes her head.
He gives kind
lashes
of a sly smile at you.
lashes her tail a little bit, stands up, like actually stands up straight instead of slouching like she usually does. They may not be mountain tieflings, but they're still my people. I am going
They
to
are.
protect them.
I understand. Then, very well then, Inquisitor Aris' daughter. You may accompany me tonight.
Melody kind of like takes a deep breath.
Yes.
I'm coming too.
Callie, when I use my divine sense, is it noticeable?
Is what noticeable? Oh, that
Can
you're
people
using divine
tell
sense?
that I'm using it? Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
I'd like to activate my divine sense.
Okay.
Do I sense any fiends, undead, fae, or celestials?
You do not sense any fiends, undead, fae, or celestials in here.
Cerberus just puts his head back down. Well, I will take care of the girl at least, and whoever stays behind.
Very well. Melody.
Yugi's already lost her.
Melody, you were there when my mother died, right?
Yes.
Then I should see for myself what she saw in you. Very well. Caldana, you and Melody will be with me tonight. You'll be my bodyguards. Rialta Cerberus, Brux, you will be guarding the only person more important than me. Do it well.
Of course.
The only way to do it.
Dismissed. And he turns to head out and make his way out to the courtyard to speak with his little sister. For as authoritative as he is, there is one person who ranks above him, as it turns out, within the Inquisition.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Follow.
Yeah, real tools.
He was not aware until recently that he was outranked. But there was, in fact, a position above High Inquisitor. He was pretty sure there was not. High Inquisitor Hawthorne always insisted there wasn't.
Yeah, but it didn't
Turns
have...
out there's two.
Yeah, but High Inquisitor Hawthorne was divorced, so
Yeah, God,
it's a different issue.
Wait, who besides Yuki?
Huh?
Who besides Yuki's mother's dead?
Jesse Silver.
Oh,
Jesse,
that's
yeah.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Who
So
ranks above who there?
he makes his way out to the courtyard and goes to sit down next to where Yuki is standing and preaching. And she is indeed preaching. There are, in fact, a number of people who are standing around her as the young girl speaks about the goddess Laki and her many blessings. She nods. It is often believed that only the divine and those who possess the divine spark can be heroes. But Laki spoke otherwise. She believed that it was those without the divine spark, those who did not have the potential to ignite, it was they who would become heroes, they whose stories should truly be remembered. And there's a kind of a rousing cheer from the people. This is a popular tale, a popular reading from Laki, mainly because in this era, most people don't have the divine spark, and most people are aware that they're not likely to have it. So that they get to feel like the heroes is a cool moment, and especially for these people who don't know if they're going to their deaths tonight. But she glanced over at Inquisitor Sunvale, and she does a simple blessing upon the people who had attended her sermon before walking over to him and smiling. He nods. You have gotten much better at that. If I could speak as well to the men, well, let's just say it won't be long before you're running this place. And she nods, as if to say, that is accurate. And he kneels down. I have placed you in the care tonight of Rialta, Cerberus, and Brux. They were able to bring you here safely from Moon Bay. I trust they can take care of you for a night. And she glances up at him. A lot of thoughts visible on her face. Not the least of which is, I'm running out of family to lose.
Mm.
That's an oof.
I understand. You are the High Inquisitor now, right? And he nods. So, guess you'll be pretty busy, usually, now? And he kind of winces. Yuki. And she speaks again before he can continue. I was thinking I would, there's a lot of temples to Laki. I could go serve as a priestess in them until I come of age. And then, I could either stay there and do that, or I could, find out what else I want to do with my life. And he kind of half smiles at her offer, and then he kneels down and hugs her very tightly. You are going nowhere. You are my little sister. I have always cared about you. I did want you to spend time with Mother, what little she had left, but she is gone. And I am not letting you go. You will stay with me. I know it's complicated right now and things are crazy, but we will figure it out. I promise. And she smiles at that and nods. And then she hugs him. And he stands up and nods to the three of you. She is in your care tonight.
Very well. Are you ready, Yuki?
She politely bows her head. Thank you for having me with you again tonight. I know it has only been too recently that I had to impose upon you.
It's no imposition, Yuki. Please.
Well, I can just let me go and grab my bag and for overnight, and I'll be right with you.
Of course.
She hurries off inside. Inquisitor Sunveil, meanwhile, nods and looks to Caldana and Melody. Well then, you're with me. Are you ready to go?
Nod.
Best of luck.
And the three of them depart out of Laki's vigilance. The other four of you make your way, after Yuki returns, down to the District of Diplomacy. Nestled into the District of Diplomacy, I need the right music for this. I am never going to get used to doing the music. I just...
Okay. It's a thing to learn.
Nestled into the District of Diplomacy is the Journey's End, a series of inns that welcome in people from all over the world, housing those that don't have sponsorship in the city elsewhere. There are a number of inns, with a few of them being the Storm's Break, the Sleepy Raven, and indeed, the Stuck Pig. The Stuck Pig is a mostly stone building with a thatched roof and has a sign with a pig with X's over its eyes. Inside, the main floor is less of a tavern and more of a dining room. There are only a couple of standalone tables, with most of the floor space being taken by one massive feasting table, with 30 seats around it and a veritable feast upon it. The highlight of the feast is a pig on a spit that is still being roasted even as people sit around the table and eat. You enter into this large building, and behind the bar is a halfling woman. She is only about 4.5 feet tall. She's got blonde hair, and as she looks up, she puts on a large smile. Welcome, 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 welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a safe night, or as safe as you can, given the events of things out there. Come in, please, 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 come in.
We go in.
Go in, yep.
So you make your way over. She smiles. What can I do for you tonight? If you're interested in eating around the table, you may eat as much as you like. Sorry, what's half of a gold? What would that be?
5
5
silver.
silver.
Five silver, thank you.
silver.
It's 5 silver, and you
Not
can eat.
one, but 2 hay pennies.
It's 5 silver, and you can eat all you like. You just got to pay for drinks; those are separate. And if you need a room for the evening, it's a gold for the night.
I'll look to Yuki. We can afford whatever you need. How do you want to do your rooming arrangements? Would you like company? Do you not want company?
Oh, She kind of casts a glance up at you, Rialta. If I can stay with you.
That's fine. I look to Brooks and Ferris. Are you all alright with your arrangements?
We can take the adjoining. No problem.
Alrighty. And I will pay for at least my room and for a meal for her. So I guess 2
Okay.
gold.
So 2 gold and 10 silver. So 3 gold, I guess, total.
3 gold!
Oh, sorry. No, for you it's 2 gold because you're sharing a room with her.
Yep.
Duh.
2 gold!
Yep, 2 gold. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fit a shopping trip in here somewhere because we got some stuff to spend.
We do have money now.
Y'all got some money to spend. That is very true.
Sir Varys will put down 2 gold to cover the room for Brux and him and the meal for them both.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
Okay. Excellent.
Thank you.
3 gold then that would be. So 1 for each
course.
room, and then yeah.
I thought we were just getting the adjoining room together.
Oh, I thought you were getting both adjoining.
Do you?
rooms. My
Well,
apologies.
I'm asking
No.
Brux, madam. Thank you.
My apologies.
No. Yeah. Are we,
No, it
Brux,
doesn't matter.
Are we sharing a room or not? Maybe I misunderstood.
I mean, that was the idea that I had
Okay,
there,
perfect.
but it doesn't matter.
2 gold
Of course.
covers everything.
She hands you. She goes through and starts digging through. Pulls out 2 keys. You've got rooms 6 and 7, and she hands them each to you.
Perfect.
And
These look like stable room keys.
Yeah.
no. Excuse you.
He's-
Our rooms are very nice. Thank you.
I'll wave her off.
Yeah, it's just like, don't even ask.
All right.
Well, very well. Well, as I say, if you want something to drink, it is separate. She smiles at the young miss. I do believe I have a treat that you would very much like, my dear, on the house. And she nods. And other than that, feel free to sit at the feasting table if you care, or if you're not particularly interested in eating just yet, you're welcome to one of the surrounding tables.
I'll follow Yuki's lead.
Yuki sees a part of the table that has some desserts on it, and she goes to sit at the feasting table. She's very excited.
Yeah, well, Rialto wants some of that pig, so
All right,
dwarves
so,
like to eat meat.
so y'all make your way over to the table, and around it there are mostly halflings in here, a couple dwarves also. It is a very communal place. Everyone seems to be talking with each other. Everyone seems to... Maybe they don't know each other, but it doesn't seem to matter in here. But it is mostly halflings that are in here, and they're enjoying their meal. One of them calls over, "Hey, Hilltop!" The proprietor looks over. "It's Rena, but, of course, what can I do for you?" And, the guy nods. "We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more ales over here, please." She raises an eyebrow. "There are 2 of you." "I know what I said."
Okay, it's gonna be
She
a
nods.
long night.
Okay then.
Not too long if they drink all of those.
One of them slaps you on the back hard, Varys. "Oh, you don't know what a halfling can put down, my friend."
Oh no.
Oh,
It has
dear.
been some time since I went drink for drink with one of your people.
"Oh, well then, we've got an elven brother among us, boys, don't we? What are you drinking tonight, sir?"
I'll keep it simple. I'm technically on a job. Just the ale, most likely.
Well, that's okay. It's the only thing we have in here. He sails over. "Rena, 2 more." She glances back and nods.
Cheers, good sir. Thank you.
A little while later, she comes over to a table with a bunch of ales, about 10 of them, on a large wooden platter. She starts sitting down. She sets 6 of them down in front of the 2 halflings down near the end of the table. Another 2 down in front of Cerberus and the halfling next to him. 2 more down next to Brux and Rialta, and then the last tankard that she sets down, she puts down in front of Yuki, who blinks and looks inside of it, and she just winks and nods and walks away. Yuki puts the tankard to her mouth and does not take it away. She just keeps drinking.
I look at her. I mean, dwarves start drinking at 15, but...
No, as she pulls the tankard away, you can see she has a face full of melted chocolate.
That's what I figured. Okay. I
All
was going to
over
say it's
her-
either
all
apple
over her
juice or hot chocolate.
And she looks very pleased.
Okay.
So, what would you like to do?
I to look at Varys, knowing he was mentioning the halflings watch, which here we are, I guess.
Are all halflings the halfling watch?
I don't
Varys?
know.
In fairness, Inquisitor Sunvale said this place was run by the Halflings Watch.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I do remember that discussion last week now.
I'll see. if
Yes,
he wants-
Rialto?
No, just remember you were mentioning looking for certain people.
Oh, yes. I have a letter I need delivered. Perhaps I'll ask the proprietress if she knows contacts.
Worth a shot. Who are you sending the letter to? If you don't wish to share, that's fine.
Oh, just a friend back home, I guess I'd say.
Oh. But not in the order?
She is, technically, though not a knight.
Oh.
Along with myself, I guess she would be the last. The
I'll
last
just
of
sort
the
of-
circle.
I'll just sort of look over at him. Is she...
Yes, she's
Okay.
an old acquaintance.
Between two of you, like, oh man, I missed something.
Yuki's also blinking, like kind of wide-eyed, like she leans up to whisper to Rialta, "I think they like each other."
She blinks at first. Oh, the acquaintance. Yes.
Yes, I just, based on some of the most recent news we've got, I thought if she's still there, she'll want an update. I don't think she ever expected me to send her updates, but after we met the Onredo, it seemed pertinent. So,
I
perhaps
would
we lucked
agree.
out.
I see. Starting to put the pieces together. I think such news will be welcomed.
I'm not quite so sure, but either way, I think she deserves to know it.
I would agree.
Cerberus takes another drink of the ale.
To that end, we have business tomorrow.
Yes, we have to acquire this item, make our agreement, and then head out.
Are you all right with your biological daughter coming with us?
Yes.
Wait,
Then I certainly
You
have
have a
no
daughter?
objections.
2.
2?
Oh,
That's so cool.
That was actually the business I was bringing up.
oh,
My other daughter is graduating the College of Arcanum tomorrow.
Oh. That's quite good news.
congratulations.
Have you secured the ability to see the ceremony?
Technically, no.
Oh, it's open to the public. It's one of the only times the College of Arcanum's open to the public.
Oh, how nice.
Oh,
Wonderful. Brooks has this whole look on her face like, I didn't even think of that.
I did not get tickets. Oh shit.
That's incredible. There aren't very many Uruk that get to even attend the college, much less graduate.
She must be
Yes.
very talented indeed.
She would have to be.
It would be quite meaningful.
My
All
application
of
was
my
denied.
friends
I'm sorry, your application
would
was
attend
denied.
as well.
Oh, you would like us to attend with you?
Very much so.
Oh,
Very well. Well, we will be there then.
We'd be honored, Brooke. Thank you.
And you as well, if you would like.
Me?
Looking at Yuki. Yes.
Oh, I would love to go. I've wanted to be there for a long time. They denied my application.
I'm sorry. Why would they deny your application?
I'm not good enough at magic.
Oh,
That's a good reason.
You have to be very powerful at magic.
I see.
Or have potential. They have you go through this series of tests. Oh, hello, Robbie. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry, saw the raid pop up.
Oh no, not tonight.
Welcome in, everybody. You have to go through a number of tests to see what you're already able to do, and then they put you through a section with the School of Divination where they're able to determine what your magical potential is, and that's basically what helps you to get admitted or not.
Interesting.
Well, just because you may not be able to make it to the college itself doesn't mean you can't learn some.
Indeed.
You just have to study hard. I did.
She smiles at that. I've been trying to learn little bits and pieces here and there. I can do some. She looks around at the table and then looks at the tankard that had her hot chocolate in it till just a moment ago, and she kind of closes her eyes and brings her hands together and then touches it, and it starts to give off a shimmering light. She smiles, seeming pleased with herself.
Very
Smile
nice.
and nod. That's wonderful.
You have a teacher, a master.
Oh, I had many teachers when I was at the temple. Not right now, though, of course, relocating and all.
Well, certainly.
I'm hopeful that that my brother will teach me, although he says that his magic comes from a source that I can't use, so...
What sort of magic does he do?
She seems to kind of frown at it. I'll be honest, I don't know that I actually want to learn his spells. They're a little scary.
Scary.
Uh-huh. They're very... they don't make me feel good.
How so?
His magic comes from his sword. He can channel it, so to speak, and do all kinds of things. He's a very powerful mage in and of himself, but it always feels a little off when he does it.
Where did that sword come from? I've heard of magic weapons before.
Would I know enough from actually studying it to recognize that?
You could make an insight check, make a Arcana check.
Yeah, to recognize that in game.
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check.
I'm not trained in Arcana. Oh, that's right, I'm not.
That would be a 13.
Either he has a cursed sword, which would be a possibility. You have heard of weapons taking on a personality and imbuing people with dark powers before that can happen. Particularly the Uruk are well aware that can happen because they have had two very cursed swords throughout their history, one being the Red Blade Insidiae, and the other one being Sanguine Moon. So there are definitely stories among the Uruk of weapons that do that. The other possibility, there is a type of magic that has not been seen in a very long time. It was outlawed almost, it was definitely outlawed during the time of Skala, but it was one of the few magics that wasn't put back into permitted use. But you have heard talk of people that can commune with spirits of the dead and draw power from them.
See.
They were called warlocks in an era long gone.
Well,
Yeah, she nods.
There are many sources of power, but it's ultimately just a tool. So,
She smiles. Thank
brother
you.
wields it justly, and I know that you would too, but you'll need a teacher, an instructor. Regardless of what someone thinks your potential is. The point is that you have it. Potential is something that has to be harnessed. That's what my master said.
I think that's very true, Sir Varys. What type of magic are you interested in?
Oh, well, I, of course, as a priestess of Laki, I am attempting to train as a cleric.
Sensible.
Divination, abjuration are my favorites.
Hmm.
Also, illusion can be fun, but only when I need to sneak out.
Divination.
Have you given thought to finding a temple here in Stonesthrow?
Yes, I've actually gone to the temple a couple times, or sorry, just once. The first time earlier today. It is the temple here is beautiful. I mean, all the temples here are beautiful, but the one to Laki is particularly grand. I am hopeful that they will teach me as a cleric, especially now that I know I don't have to leave. I thought I would maybe go to a temple somewhere else so that brother wouldn't have to worry.
He will always worry, but I think he'd rather worry with you in front of him than far away.
Yes.
She smiles at that and starts to eat a slice of pie, and you cannot help but notice that she has not eaten any real food yet.
Well, he told us to watch over her, not to make sure she had healthy food options, so I am not going to say no.
Quite a lot of sweets, though. I mean,
Also,
You gonna tell her no?
kind of long leash on this, considering we told her mother died like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I don't think we need to get right into the.
That's true. And she hasn't had the requisite 72 hours of mourning before it's time to get back in shape and move on.
Y'all have also seen a 6'4" dragonborn put away more sweets than she has any right to.
Oh, we're not gonna say no to you.
Oh yes, but
You're an adult.
Ferris has learned the futility of barking up that scaly tree, so to speak.
Also, you're
Wow.
18 and she's 8.
Yeah.
Also, barking up that scaly tree is definitely now a euphemism for sleeping with the dragonborn.
Most definitely.
I remember my time at the University of Arcana. I barked up quite a few scaly trees in my day.
Oh gosh.
Ferris confirmed scaly, alright?
I mean,
Ferris
it's in the
confirms.
name.
That green shield.
But yes, well, she will eat well, not the two of you.
Varys will leave it as he drinks his ale, sort of. He's enjoying the meat and the vegetables. He's balancing his plate. It's very important.
Well, dwarves eat a lot of meat, so nom. Pig.
Meanwhile, even as you step outside Caldana Melody and accompany Inquisitor Sunvale over towards the other districts, you can already smell smoke in the air. The familiar orange glow coming from the District of Creation suggests that in some parts of the city, protests have already begun to turn violent. As you make your way there, you can hear the whispers around the city. Caldana, you see people look at you and immediately look away. Rumor has spread like wildfire that the Tieflings of the city are talking to a dread demon. The tension in the air is so high. You can feel it, breathe it, taste it. This city is ready to tear itself to pieces. And as you walk through the District of Creation, you can't help but see it. Different peoples being manipulated against one another, tensions being inflamed higher and higher, chaos ready to break out. And there's a certain beauty in it, like a stage production, expertly crafted. Looking around, you can see the city guards, some of them trying to settle people down, others looking the other way. The Inquisition is also lending their hand, trying to calm the people, and yet they are pelted with stones, garbage, and other things you dare not guess at. One of the Inquisitors that you see pass by you has a crimson mask of blood trailing down his face, and you can tell the wound was probably delivered by a blunt object of some kind. He's being helped back to the District of Culture by another Inquisitor. You enter into Hell's Hold. All around, there are people calling for the end of the Inquisition, calling the guards monsters and oppressors, and calling for the end of human rule in Stonesthrow and on Terrason. But there's more than that in Hell's Hold tonight. There is fear. The tieflings there, as angry as they are at the circumstances of the city, are afraid. For all their lives, they have been told that they are Skala-born, bathed in the sins of a distant ancestor. And now, that ancestor speaks to them. And even the most resilient can't help but wonder if those who oppressed them are right. Perhaps they are the monsters the world has made them out to be. And perhaps in following Skala, they would have their only chance at happiness. Or at least at escape from the world as it is. Welcome to Hell's Hold. What do you do? As Inquisitor Sunvale temporarily departs you to go speak with the small council.
Melody just kind of like looks straight ahead at what she's seeing in front of her before she turns to Caldana and she goes, "Do you remember when we first met and I said that I knew what it was like to be judged for how you look?"
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should apologize for that. As I've seen my fair share of bad things, but this
And for like a 6 foot, for like a tall dragonborn, Melody's shoulders slump, kind of looking really tired. But like, um, it's the kind of exhaustion that doesn't like really dampen the light in her eye, and she kind of continues and keeps going, and she goes,
for what it's worth, I still think you're really cool.
I think you're pretty cool too, Melody. We're strong. Our people, well, my people have lived in the mountains for centuries. We'll make it through this.
I can can I can I tell you something?
Of course.
I've kind of not been telling the truth about something.
and she kind of like looks really sheepish all of a sudden, kind of like trying to make herself very small, which is a feat she is failing at.
Um, I I sort of I sort of oh, how to get back home, but I forgot.
And she kind of like trails off at that, and she just goes,
I knew how to get home, but I forgot.
Well, can't say I don't know what that feels like.
No, no, I
and she kind of and she she pulls like she starts kind of like fumbling through her clothes and pulls out like this really old pendant. And she goes, "This is supposed to tell me how to get home, but I don't I don't know how to read it anymore." And well, at the time it, they the time I got this, I did know how to get home, but I didn't want to go home because if I did go home, that'd just mean the bad stuff was real, and I didn't want the bad stuff to be real, so I ran. I ran away. I stayed. I stayed there for 3 years, and then I ran for more years, and now I don't know how to get home.
Caldana's just actually going to pull Melody into a hug. We'll find a way to get you home, and well, I can't speak for the others. You always have a home with me, at least.
I was kind of hoping that we'd get to be horn buddies.
Gonna need clarification on what you mean by that, because I think that sounds very different to me.
You know? And she kind of like points at her horns and then to Caldana's horns.
We do both have horns, yes?
Yeah, horn buddies.
Well, just maybe don't say it too loudly in front of Soraya.
Soraya. Oh, is that the friend that you had? And wait, where is she?
Uh, Off, learning about the world and becoming a better person. She'll be
Oh,
back eventually.
that's good. So then when so then when she comes back, I can tell her that
I'm sorry, I can't say this with a straight face.
Maybe lead with what you mean before you say what it is.
No. This is me breaking character. I can't say with a straight face.
You were gonna say horn buddies, right?
No, I was not.
Oh no.
She was gonna say something so much.
Oh no.
Oh.
Hold on, okay. I can do this. Oh. Okay.
Lay it on us.
There's so many
Hold on,
things in my head right now, and I
know.
I
know.
need it to not be any of them.
I am a mature adult. I pay taxes.
Oh no.
I pay taxes. And
Oh
you're about to
no.
not
I have an
Keldana.
appreciation for freeform jazz. Okay, hold on.
Refined
Yes, well.
taste.
Okay. Okay. So, Melody just kind of like gives you like a very toothy grin. Very innocent. As she says this with a straight face and not at all breaking character.
Oh great, so when she comes back, I can tell her that we're horny together.
Maybe don't. That might not be a good idea.
Horn buddies. We're the
I-
hornies.
You may want to explain what both of those mean before you say either of them. Because they sound very similar to something that, she looks very lost for like 2 or 3 seconds, kind of flicking her tail. Involves Mr. Bird.
Wait, what?
It's called an egg, but I don't think Mr. Bird is.
Oh my
involved.
god.
Oh boy.
You're not there.
Good point. Good point.
I'll explain it when there's not an angry. Well, I'll explain it eventually, or someone will explain it eventually. Ideally, one of your moms.
Caldana, you do notice people around. There is more and more chatter, especially as you get closer to like the barracks area where the soldiers were being trained earlier, and you can see that there are people putting on armor, people who are getting their weapons ready. Like, you don't know if they're planning on doing something, but they're definitely ready for something if they need to be. There you can hear the whispers of people debating, like, do we go to Skala or do we fight? What do we do?
For the record, though, you, will people listen to her?
To Sorry, I need to cover up the Roll20 chat.
We are the worst.
Who?
The bad lady. The one we met at the temple.
If they feel they have no other choice, probably.
Well, and she kind of like pulls away from her and takes out Dragon's Song and strums.
We give him a choice. Sometimes all it takes is one voice.
Okay.
Do you hear the tiefling sing, singing a song throughout Syrene? It is the music of a people who will not be found again. When the beating of their hearts echoes the beating of the drums, their lives will keep on moving on when tomorrow comes.
Will you join the whispers here? Who will be strong and stand with me?
That's it.
She won't stop in Terrace, and she'll end the world as she decreed.
Then join us in the fight that will give you the right to be free. Do you hear the tiefling sing, singing a song throughout Syrene? It is the music of a people who will not be found again. When the beating of their hearts echoes the beating of the drums, their lives will keep on moving on when tomorrow comes.
She will take all that you have so that her banner may advance. She won't care who'll fall or live, so will you let her have that chance?
Pray the gods at her side come and aid our shouts with our chants.
Do you hear the tiefling singing a song throughout Syrene? It is the music of a people who will not be found again. When the beating of their hearts echoes the beating of the drums, their lives will keep on moving on
wasn't so hard, was it?
Much like me, Caldana is like physically shaking.
Sorry, just let me get some music up. I'll do.
Very cool, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oop, that's not the right one. That's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. And indeed, as you march through the streets and perform and sing, and even Caldana, you feel something of a stirring in you, your voice carrying strongly, more than you would have expected for someone. Well, you've always considered yourself to be rather soft-spoken, rather quiet, only speaking when necessary. And yet, as you do so, as you now speak to your people, there is a strength in your voice that you had long forgotten. And people do listen. Not everyone, not all of them, but many. But you're right. Do we choose a monster because we're afraid? We know what she will bring, for she has promised it to us, and we will stand against it. And that night, for all the fear, for all the hatred, for all the despair that has been so expertly sown, Hell's Hold stands strong. Hell's Hold stands united. And that day, not a single person dies. It is very late when you make your way back towards the stuck pig. When you say your goodbyes to Inquisitor Sunvale as he goes to head back to Lockheed's Vigilance and wrap things up there for the evening. You are given leave to go rest. But we'll jump back a little bit in time, back over to our other group who was not performing a musical number.
Damn, if you had told us, we would have. Robbie and I could have definitely gotten something going.
I know, right?
Don't worry. There are plans for that.
By the way, I do expect that you will record this offline so that we can get a much more crystal clear version of it, because there was definitely some Discord problems on that one. But,
Oh, yeah. As always,
but
to be
it
expected.
was excellent.
Yeah.
All I know is that I think this tiefling Robespierre has got some good ideas.
It's true.
And down with the King of France, man. Let's go.
Raise your barricade.
Let's raise our barricades.
So,
you know what?
back in the stuck pig, you're all enjoying your meal. Most of you have eaten by this point. Yuki has eaten a lot of sweets, and she is kind of like clutching at her tummy, but she's not complaining, but you know she's in pain, but she's not saying anything.
I rub her back and I ask for a ginger ale.
No,
Oh, it's something that's think of it as a tradition of something dwarves like to drink at the end of their meals.
She's going
Really?
to have the runs.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Okay, maybe just one ginger ale.
Uh-huh. We'll get the one for you.
Renna shakes her head and nods and goes and finds something akin to a ginger ale for you, or for her.
I'm sorry, Various, you were saying?
That child is going to have the runs.
Giving him an absolute look.
She shakes her head. I don't want to run right now, please.
No running will be necessary. I look at Varys like...
Depends on how far away the privy is.
She just lays her head on the table.
It's okay.
Received, yes. Good job.
Well, I hope they are successful out there.
Well,
I'm sure they will be.
yes, hopefully things out there are less explosive than they're going to be in here, for sure.
Sir Varys, may I ask a change in topic, please?
Right. Sorry. Yes, so far, honestly, it seems like it's been rather peaceful.
I can see why he asked us to come here. I imagine, with halflings around, they're not want to, go much else outside of here.
I imagine, compared to the previous nights, this would probably be the easiest one. If the tieflings are holding up themselves.
So long as they don't feel like they're caged in. We've
Right.
created a tinderbox. No one in or out
Mm-hmm.
can make people feel just as trapped as it can make them feel safe.
Exactly. Just because the small council has decreed that they will close it down, it's also not like in that others will agree with them too.
Precisely
That
that.
is true.
That's why I had asked it. The leadership had to make a decision, of course. That's the
Right.
burden of leaders, but 4,000. That's a lot of people to have to agree to segment themselves from the larger group, even if that larger group is full of those who mistrust them.
Indeed. The disciples of Lao have, were you there, Varys, when we heard about that?
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't,
sorry.
but yeah, Sunvale told us about it. Yeah, I was there.
I,
for that.
I thought you were there.
You're right. You're right. Yes, I was.
Yuki makes a face at the mention of them.
I know.
They profane his name.
So it sounds. Doesn't exactly sound to be up his alley. I'll explain to Brooks who the disciples of Lao are, in case you don't know yet.
All the books describe Lao as having been a very good man and very fair to the other races of Terrason.
Well, unfortunately, there are many who enjoy using the word of otherwise good people to twist them for their own agendas.
He would be disgusted.
He probably would be.
Perhaps, fortunately, he's not here to say either way. Although, I do wonder if any of his ministry might be working to lessen the impact or legitimacy of this group.
That is an excellent question. There must be a temple of Lao here.
She nods.
Certainly.
Oh, yes. It's one of the largest. Lao is a very popular figure in this, in Stonesthrow, because the district of learning's here, the college is here, and so knowledge is a very big one. He's often associated with knowledge.
Do you need
Well,
to
this was
use
the
the
center of
restroom?
his kingdom, wasn't it?
Yes,
Oh.
in life, King Highguard, he ruled here until, until he was 60.
Right. Rialta, speaking of thrones, perhaps we get the young
Yes.
miss to...
Yeah,
Let's go.
she hurries off.
Right.
Rena walks over. Yeah, that is the danger of serving yourself, I'm afraid. She pours you each a new ale.
Thank
She'll
you.
learn.
It'll be fine.
It's an experience.
Moderation is indeed learned. The body has a good way of teaching.
She glances over towards the bathroom. Indeed. Well,
Madam, I hate to be a disturbance to you when you're working.
no, not at all.
Rena, was it? Correct?
Rena Hilltop. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. Sir Varys. I have been told that your establishment has association with the Halfling's Watch of the God's Grasp.
Well, I should hope so. I do run it.
Oh, the Halfling's Watch.
Yes, my great-great-grandmother founded it.
You're the mistress of the watch, then, the watchwoman, so to speak.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am. Rena Hilltop, fifth generation Hilltop since Sherry founded it.
Well,
one of the other halflings at the table rolls his eyes. Not that she'd ever talk about it.
Well, good sir, Sir Varys pushes one of his undrunk ales over to the man and gives him a pat on the back. She has reason to do so. He stands up and puts out his hand to shake it. I am, as I said, Sir Varys. I'm a member of the Ancient and Honorable Order of Oak and Ash.
How is the order? I'll be honest, I run the Halflings Watch, but I haven't myself journeyed in, and, well, not since I was a younger girl, but...
Well, we haven't made an effort to stay largely in communication, so it's small, I would say. Things grow and die in the forest, I've come to find.
Too true.
But, as far as the living are concerned, I was wondering if you could help me with a relatively mundane task. I have a missive for the Circle of Druids. Specifically, one woman.
She nods. Usually our order is for getting people out of the forest, but yes, I think for a, she smiles, proper donation to the watch's coffers. I could spare a member to make their way out to the druid circle.
Yes, really, honestly, all I would ask is that someone hold a copy of it, and should they hear, I'll be completely honest with you. If the letter does not ever get successfully delivered, I will find no fault. I don't know that she's still there.
Oh.
In all honesty, it's just her and I now.
Well, we do know the location of the druid circle. I'm certain we could get someone out there.
Well, if you find her name is Mirabelle, and she'd be the only druid there.
She makes a note. Mirabelle, the only druid there. Is this a rescue operation? Should we bring her back?
No, she certainly could leave if she wanted to. She may already have, to be completely honest. The order, when I say it is small, it consists of potentially 3, but for certain only 2 members.
Well, that is a shame. The Order of Oak and Ash has been good allies to the Halflings Watch since its founding.
Respect is returned. Speaking of which, here. It is, as I understand it, in this day and age, a rather modest sum, but I hope it will suffice. And Cerberus will take from his own coffers 10 gold pieces. He'll give her.
Absolutely. She nods and goes over, takes out a small wooden box that she puts the 10 gold in. And the missive?
I plan to write it tonight, if I could give it to you in the morning.
Yes, in the morning. She looks over. Maris! One of them glances up. What? Look lively. In the morning, you're going on a hike. Ugh. All right. She looks embarrassed at that. Don't be too enthused. Apologies, Cerberus.
No need. I appreciate it immensely. That was all. I don't wish to take you from your good work any more than that.
Oh, well, of course. I will be happy to see the letter safely if they're there, and if they are not, we will dispose of it.
Thank you. Oh, and I don't expect a response, so no worries on that measure.
Very well, then. I will. Should I say who sent it, or will they know?
Oh, yes, I suppose you can tell them it's from me.
Yeah.
He thinks about that for a moment. Yes, I suppose you should.
Very well.
I don't know if that makes her more or less likely to read it, but...
She gives you a look that says, ah. She nods. She'll read it.
I will take your good faith in place of mine.
Well, I'll put it this way. If she loves you, she'll read it. If she hates your guts, she'll definitely read it.
Well,
interesting. She writes this down as a proverb.
Cerberus picks up and goes, that does make me feel better, actually.
She nods and heads back over behind the bar. Over in the corner, you see 2 halflings who have gotten out a knife and
are they making a fulling? Ooh.
No. No, they've gotten out a knife and are playing a game where they put a hand on the table and run the knife along in between their fingers.
I do that with pens.
Oh, I've seen this game.
That's a fun game.
Oh,
It's less
When you
fun
win.
when someone's bad at it.
Yeah.
indeed. Especially after they've been drinking.
It is maybe a minute that passes before you hear one and go, ow!
Wisdom.
Rena
Funny.
doesn't seem disturbed by this at all.
Seems normal.
Is there anything else you wanted to do tonight?
Is Yuki okay?
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes later. Yuki comes out looking embarrassed, and she walks over.
To be young again.
Can-
Goodness.
I'd like to go lie down, please.
Yep, well, I'll take it to bed. I'm going to take the young miss to her bed. Everything all right here?
Certainly.
Before you go, could I have some paper? I believe I also have a letter to write.
She looks in her pile of journals. She pulls one out. Do you need a full journal or just a piece of paper?
Just one.
She gets a journal that has random pieces gotten out of it. You think this is a scrap journal? And she just takes 2 pieces and hands it to you. Here you go.
Got all her
As-
photos from camp in it.
As I'm taking it, it's a letter, not a book.
About
2
that
pages.
moment that the door to the stuck pig suddenly opens.
I push Yuki behind me.
A wind blows in. And you all hear that noise.
I mean, that's a hell of a win. Damn. Getting slushy out there.
Never feeling not conscious about how loud I sneeze again.
That is not the wind I was referring to.
Hold on. We'll watch. Everybody watch out. Holy moly.
Wow. Okay. It's but
Oh my god, that was a great timing. Holy shit.
yeah.
Dusty out there.
But the door opens and then slams closed again. You don't seem to see anyone have entered, but you can hear heavy footfalls on the floor approaching.
Divine sense.
You do not sense a undead, fiend, celestial, or fae. No.
Alright, probably fine then.
Well, I'm keeping Yuki close to me as I'm trying to look for the sound of the footsteps.
Start standing up.
It's easy enough to find as they approach your group. And as they get closer, something begins to appear.
If it's some dude's wiener, I'm gonna be pissed off, dude.
Click, please. Thank you. Earlier, you saw in the lair of Gentleman Jesse Silver a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
That ghost begins to manifest before you now. And Yuki almost screams. She has to bring her hand up over her mouth immediately as the woman looks at you all. She has vaguely elven features. Her white hair seeming to bluster in a wind that can't be seen or felt by anybody else. Her clothes are something of a sailor's clothes. She wears long breeches with a button-down shirt beneath a jacket. A long coat that runs down to her behind her knees. Her boots go up almost all the way to her thighs as she looks at you all. On her hip, there is a sword, and on her other hip, a crossbow, hand crossbow mounted. And she looks at you all.
Miss O'Dial?
Yeah, just immediately untense as soon as recognize her.
May I join you for a drink?
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
The Phantom sits down at the table, and a lot of the halflings are glancing at each other. You notice the 2 halflings that were closest to Varys both move down the table to somewhere else. And she sits and raises a hand up, signaling for an ale. And the Rena looks at the ghost and is like, all right. And she brings an ale over to the table. Dangerous night out there, isn't it?
Indeed.
Seems to be.
You picked a good place to be this evening.
You've been
And-
here before?
Many times. Many times.
He has much to recommend it.
Surprised I
What
don't
brings you
recognize
here this evening?
I am to bring you a message.
Quick glance at the other two. Okay.
Nodding.
My,
Behind me.
my daughter has the sword, and she will be back tomorrow. She will probably not be back till after nightfall, but the sword is in her possession, and she returns now.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Thank
She
you.
reaches, as the ale is brought over, she reaches out, and you watch as her flesh begins to become corporeal. Her skin appearing, it is a very dark shade, like a deep green almost. Her hair does remain white, and her eyes are silver, set against the the black of her pupils. Her clothes, her jacket, you can now see is blue, and her breeches a deep brown. Her boots are black, and she settles in to her seat, sipping her drink. On her finger, you can see the wedding band. The only of them that matches Jesse Silver's. All the other ones look different.
So, you were the first?
She smiles at that. When I married her, her name was still Jessica Silverthorn.
See.
Different time, of course.
Yes, I wonder if you were quite so versatile back then.
No. But neither was she. We were both poor, both urchins. But we found comfort in one another. She learned business. I learned more useful skills.
Time does change us, some more than others.
Too true.
So is what you do here a skill or a circumstance?
Are you asking if I am dead, Rialta?
Well, it would be interesting, and I would have more questions.
You're certainly not undead.
It seems a good question.
The mortal coil has not yet shaken me for all of its attempts. This is a skill my teacher taught me. One that allows for easy passage through walls, slipping by unseen when necessary.
I can imagine.
Indeed, she is a phantom rogue.
Quite the skill.
It has its uses, particularly in my line of work. But you are not interested in hearing about that.
If we weren't, we wouldn't have asked.
There's a degree of honesty in you all. It is refreshing in this city. She takes another big drink. When I met Jessica, she had a new business venture that she wanted to start. She was going to work down here at the docks near the District of Diplomacy, and she was going to take crates from one building to the next. She would run crates between a diplomat's headquarters from, say, Unduar, and run it down to the one from Mother's Jail. And because she was only 6, the guards wouldn't think twice, and thus a smuggling ring was born. Of course, we didn't realize what we were doing at the time. But it was the beginning of everything. That is where it started for us. Happier times.
What changed?
We succeeded. We grew influential and powerful, and well, before long, the goal was no longer what can we do for ourselves, but what mark can we leave on the world? I liked it when it was just, what could we do for ourselves? Everything was much simpler, much easier back then. Now everything is complicated. Everything is games. Everything is understanding those who want to kill you. It's exhausting. Yet. Jesse has not steered me wrong, so what am I to
So
do?
what mark do you intend to leave?
Well, the return of this dread demon has made things a great bit more difficult, but her goal is to make things better for the tieflings.
Admirable.
Well, a little sappy for my taste, but she was raised by one, so what are you going to do? Try and talk her out of it.
She was adopted?
Oh, yeah. She was. Tiefling from the hold took her in when she was young. But, well, she's sentimental like that. That's why she adopted the Uruk girl. But in time, I came to love her too as my own. So what are you gonna do?
So, would you say that the two of you are her mothers then? I know Jessie has many wives, but I suppose you get to be the other mother?
You catch on quick. Indeed. We are her three mothers. Apologies, Miss Brooks.
Offer toast.
He taps it. Takes a drink. If you'll pardon my cowardice hanging out here for a little bit longer than I was sent for, I'm sure Jessie would be infuriated if she knew I was having a drink with you.
Why is that?
Well, she expects that I'll come back and help guard the petrified weasel for the evening.
Ah.
She rolls her eyes at that. That's fine. She, well, like so many things, her power is, well, it's as good as I say it is.
Staying here a few minutes won't change the rest of the evening.
No. Although, some interesting reports out of the hold this evening. Apparently they're singing.
They're singing?
Oh.
She shrugs. That's what I hear.
Varys thinks about Melody being down there.
Yeah. I can't tell. I share his look. I can't tell if it's a good or a bad thing.
Oh. Sending them there was the same question.
That's fair.
Well, if it helps, no one has left the hold this evening, so...
That's...
And no one's gotten in.
Indeed. Indeed. Some of the Inquisitors have been injured, and a few of the city guard have, well, one of them was killed, but, what are you gonna do?
Sounds like the captain is at least holding them down from a vicious response.
Oh, Captain Lyra. Yes, poor girl. I don't envy her tasks.
No.
Half of her guard is in the Disciples of Lao, as much as she doesn't want to admit it.
Great.
Indeed. She doesn't want to admit it, but she knows it's true. So her struggle is trying to keep order and peace with half of her guard working against her.
Is that why the Inquisition has had to be so involved in peacekeeping?
Bingo.
And they've still kept the peace today, even with the death of an officer.
Well, nothing so, egregious. Had a tiefling killed the officer, I have no doubt there would be anarchy right now, but another one of the humans did.
Ah. I see.
Yes. One of the humans got noble and thought that the protesting around the hold was inappropriate. Some of the disciples thought otherwise, called him a blood traitor, killed him. I know, dreadful business. This city is full of it. This world is full of it. Frankly, I'm not certain the tieflings are wrong.
Think the world should be destroyed?
She thinks about that for a moment, and then her eyes settle on Yuki, who is just barely peering around behind your side, Rialta. No. There was a time I would have burned this world to the ground and laughed while I watched. Before Falah. Being a mother's difficult.
It's important to note, as well, Odile. It's not what the Tieflings think. That's what they've been told is their salvation.
That is true.
Whether they buy the line or not, I would think you of all people would know. Will be highly dependent on the individual.
I agree entirely, Sir Varys. Well, I have taken enough of your time this evening. She stands up and bows her head politely to Yuki. Priestess.
If you could wait just a few more minutes.
I'm in no rush. She thinks about what's going on the other side of town. No rush whatsoever.
Quickly jot down a letter and hand it over to her.
And whom shall I deliver this to?
Jessica.
Oh. Jessica will be overjoyed. She does so love getting mail with her name written on it.
Thank you for taking it, Dial. It's a kindness of you. We'll cover your drinks in payment.
Thank you for watching over my daughter.
Sir Varys will walk with her to the door.
Mm-hmm.
If that's
She'll
all
walk with
right.
you. Yep, she'll walk with you. As you walk, though, she has begun to shift back into that phantom form.
Odile,
Yes, Sir Varys.
do you have hope for the future of this place?
She pauses for a moment. Yes. For the
We're going to
first
need-
time in a very long time, I do.
Good. We're going to need that. The
Not-
despair that this will wreak, not the deaths, will be what empowers that demon the most.
I believe that this wouldn't be the first time. People call her the dread demon of hatred, but it is not hatred that brought her about the first time, is it?
No.
Despair and hopelessness.
Well, then I suppose we should both do our best to keep our hopes up, eh?
She nods. I will let Jessica know that her daughter is in safe hands.
Thank you, madam.
She nods, and then phases through the wall as she leaves.
Sir Varys just has the door open over here, like,
Yeah.
okay.
Show
Close it.
off.
Fucking.
Yuki's like,
trying to-
Yuki looks at Uriel, is like, is that a ghost?
She can turn into ghost-like. But no, not an actual ghost. If
That's
she,
good.
If she
People aren't
was,
supposed to become ghosts.
If she was some kind of ghost, Sir Varys would know.
Indeed.
What? How?
Remember, Yuki, I told you there are many kinds of magic in this world, and they are all tools. I have tools that allow me to know if someone is a ghost. And our friend, Odile, has tools that allows her to assume some of the skills of one. But neither of us are dead, and they're still just tools.
She nods. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Okay, I'll take you to bed.
Would you like a bedtime story?
She just nods.
I don't have any non-violent bedtime stories.
It's okay, I'll tell her a traditional Uruk one.
Good.
It's not violent. I'm just kidding.
I mean, mine all end in the death of demons, if that helps.
I'm gonna write.
Well, except some of them that end in the death of the knights. But
Yeah, I
then
wouldn't
you-
tell her that one. She just lived that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Children
right,
are
so
hard.
Brox, you take you and Rialta take her up to Rialta's room, and she settles into bed to sleep. Out the window, the sounds of the chaos can be heard in the distance. There's loud shouting, and every so often a little whiff of smoke blows in. She kind of frowns as she looks towards the window. Do you close it?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say at the frown, I'd sort of like glance at Rialta because presumably I'm mid-story.
Yeah, I'll go close it.
Okay. Close the window, and indeed, the distant shouts are silenced.
Okay.
Okay. Brox, you want to give me a performance check?
Sure.
I'll let you make it at advantage if you are telling her a story that you used to tell your kids.
Oh, absolutely. That was the idea.
All right.
Oh, that's good. Because I've got a +0. 19.
Nice. You do. You tell her a tale from when that you used to love to tell, Falah, one that she particularly liked. It's about a person who comes to town one night in Raktala, a visitor from a far-off land. You've never been particularly specific on where, and she's never been particular about asking. However, Yuki does want to know where they're from immediately. Where are they from?
Shit. Where's the map? We'll just say, what was it? Was Winter's Grasp was the one down
Winter's
south
Grip?
of Moon Bay?
Yep. Winter's
Yeah, sure.
You tell a story about a dwarf who comes all the way to Raktala from Winter's Grip, and has a very difficult time fitting in, very difficult time being part of that society. Not only is it way hotter than they are used to, not only is there way less water, and strangely none of it frozen, which is very odd. Of course, the societal expectations are so very different. And yet, in time, the dwarf learns how to live and even to thrive in this new society. They learn how to find the similarities between their people and the Uruk. Both matriarchal, both have a strong commitment to the betterment of the world, both a strong commitment to helping their fellows. Although the Uruk, of course, take a very different stance on what that means than the dwarves do. Yet, in time, this man becomes accepted by the tribes of the Uruk. And in time, she falls asleep. Is there anything else anyone want to do tonight?
Not that I can think of, unless one of you two needed me for something.
No, it would just be a quick sort of inform Varys of like, hey, so while we were in there, it sounds like things are getting nasty.
Pretty nasty out there.
Well, rest up then. I'll take the first watch, and I'll wake you if anything has to happen.
Very well.
Understood.
Very good. No. The night passes uneventfully, despite all the craziness happening around the city. And indeed, it is very late, Caldana, Melody, when you two make your way back to the stuck pig. I need both of you to make a con save for me.
18?
Let's try rolling in the thing. Can. 5, apparently.
Melody, you do not get the benefits of a long rest, and you are doing a big snooze in the morning. Take a point of exhaustion. Caldana, you do not get the benefits of a long rest either, but you do not take a point of exhaustion.
Shit, I saw where that was, too.
Oh, it's confusing on here. You need to go,
Okay.
yeah.
I just do 1, right?
Yeah, where it says
Yeah,
conditions,
1.
yeah, exhausted, and then add 1.
One level.
There we go.
Excellent. All right. But the morning does come, which is good news, because the city is still alive. As morning crests over the horizon, there is breakfast laid out on the table for everyone, and you are all able to reconvene around the breakfast table. Caldana and Melody look very tired.
Aldana is alternating between, weirdly enough, humming to herself and chugging coffee.
So
How
was
did it-
go?
Yes.
Just gonna smirk. Oh, Melody, how did it go? Or wait, is she still doing a snooze?
Don't know. Melody, are you down for breakfast?
I'm up.
Oh, okay.
We heard rumors
Snooze
of
at the table.
of singing.
It's the music, the people.
Singing indeed, calls Inquisitor Suttonvale's voice as he enters in. Yuki looks up excited and runs over to hug him. He picks her up and walks over with her.
Hi, Inquisitor.
Good morning. I'm pleased to say a good morning, in fact. We are happy to announce very few in the way of casualties last night compared to the nights before. He glances over at Caldana and Melody. For some most unexpected reasons.
Glad it
So-
worked.
Indeed.
Caldana's voice is, like, noticeably very rough.
You singing?
Well, it worked.
Corn buddy.
You'll need Cerberus Porous Pot hot tea. Better than the
Yes.
coffee for your throat.
Definitely.
If you've been speaking all night here.
Some honey would also do wonders. Well, good. I am glad to see that so many are safe, and Yuki was just fine last night.
Gonna smile at Melody. Turns out we just needed to give him another voice to listen to.
It is amazing how often that is the case.
It sometimes takes just one voice to help other people feel empowered.
Well, we were at... Fuck, how many by the end of the night?
By my count, a few hundred were following you.
Practically a parade.
You should have heard her. She actually thinks really good.
Oh, I can see by the way that her tieflings are blushing pink.
Perhaps we'll be so lucky on the road to hear it.
Indeed.
Both of you need rest. You've done good work.
And good news.
Yes.
We can set out tomorrow.
Yes. We will be getting the weapon by actually today evening.
Yes, we'll have it
Excellent.
in the evening.
I have
After
something-
sunfall, I believe. So, set out first thing.
Yes.
What's
Great.
it for? What's it perception? Hold on.
Uh,
I have it
13.
written down somewhere.
14.
Okay, Rialt is the only one who notices.
Oh,
this.
sorry,
Melody is giving everyone like a fucking squint eye. like
Yuki's
looking at each
Yuki's
other's
is 18.
oh,
18.
same
Oh,
as me.
Yuki sees this too.
Let's see what exactly?
Melody giving everyone like a squinting like kind of like assessing them in turn.
Okay.
Is something wrong, Melody?
Varys looks at Rialta like, you've opened the box again.
And Melody's gonna look to Caldana and she goes,
No, they can't be horny.
and she just kind of like keeps eating.
Yuki
Reverse.
blinks. Why not? I want to be horny.
Yuki?
No,
I looked to Caldana. What did you
Caldana.
say?
It was something she said. It's apparently because we have horns.
Ah!
oh.
Please give
Just-
me talk.
Just eating, ignoring everything.
You know what? We're going to leave that alone, and I will give an apologetic nod to Sunvale.
Inquisitor
Do
Sunvale's
you know
like,
if-
oh.
Yuki, do you know if you're gonna grow horns at any point?
Elves don't grow horns.
Yeah, I don't think so. She looks up
That's
at
a shame.
Inquisitor Sunveil. Can I? No, you cannot.
Do you
Well.
know? Well, do you know if when Onrita Suki signed the papers to Mr. Bird, do you know if she put down Dragonborn for Yuki?
It's been a lovely breakfast and a lovely morning, everybody. Thank you, Whispers, for all your work last night. He picks up
Mercy.
Yuki.
That's a very
Actually-
good question.
Actually, may we watch over her the rest of the day?
Oh, we have
We have business.
well, we can explain.
we
Go
have
ahead,
what?
sorry.
Today, my daughter is graduating the College of Arcanum.
Spit
Congratulations.
take from Melody.
That's quite an honor. Congratulations. You must be very proud.
I am. Yuki has asked to attend with us.
Wait, I did. Wait. I'm
You weren't even drinking anything.
How is she?
Where did this come from?
Soap? It had soap.
Hmm?
Wait, I'm confused. I thought.
Our daughter attends the School of Arcanum and is graduating.
Wait, but I thought. Hold on.
Different daughter.
I have two.
Right.
Brooks, you see Melody just like look at you and just like,
You have two daughters.
Yes.
How is this the first I'm hearing of this?
It's the first a lot of us are hearing of it.
Inquisitor
It
Sun-
was
But it's
not
fine.
something I wanted to talk about.
But
Just
you
very
have two
understandable.
daughters. We could have been like friends. Yuki, we could have been friends with her daughters.
Yeah. Why can't we be friends with your daughters?
I don't.
You can now.
That's
They
true.
sound like lovely people. Well, one of them does. The other one's like, well, a little rude, but
I'm going to go take care of the check. Thank you.
no
There.
offense to you, Brooks.
Before any
I'm sure she's a lovely person. Maybe a little
Or-
rude, but
before anyone goes, there is something we need to discuss,
Oh,
Very well.
and it
Uh.
would probably be best, High Inquisitor, if you were here, as you can get word to the appropriate people. I got a
You-
memory back yesterday while I was in Hellshold.
Oh, Yuki, why don't you run up to your room real quick and just get your things packed up, so you're ready to go. She blinks but nods. "Oh, okay. She hurries up the stairs. Please, speak your mind.
Before my timely death, was apparently matriarch Caldana Aristotter.
wait.
I had apparently united the Tieflings of the Mountains, created an army out of them, and was going to march on Mina's Grove.
Oh.
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 How long ago was your
I don't-
accident?
Couple months at this point, right, Callie?
Yeah, it's been a few months.
Couple months.
I
I don't know if there may be a power struggle or not, but it's worth mentioning to people.
Yes. I'll get word down to Captain Sagelin and Mina's Grove, if nothing else. It's the power struggles of the Tieflings and their movements is not actually in the purview of the Inquisition, but I will certainly get word to Captain Sagelin and let the authorities of Mina's Grove know to be on the lookout, or at least make them aware of the situation. He looks conflicted for a moment. Caldana.
Hmm?
I understand that you have lost your memories. But they are your people. Are you sure you wish for me to pass that information along?
What I said last night is still true. I would see them protected. I do not have enough context to know what would have happened in the event of my death. or what the recent announcement, shall we say, might have sparked.
Oh, I have an idea. And Melody just kind of like raises an arm like she's in class.
Melody.
You can send them the song.
25 words at a time.
No. As in, I can write it down and yeah, and you can say that it's a message from. I don't know. You're a matriarch. How come I'm learning all of these things from everyone?
I think she just learned it herself.
I say much as
She said she did.
clearly much has happened very recently.
That's true.
And
Very
here
well
I was
then.
going to say, like, the one thing I learned was the matriarch said a bad word to Lucky.
Different
She
nature.
what?
That I don't want to say that.
Aldana
Theological
Lucky.
differences.
I don't think I ever have.
Oh,
No,
I do have a
I
lot of
presu-
holes in my memory still.
oh, the other matriarch.
Yes, I presume if
see.
Melody is telling
Oh.
us she's referring to the goddess. The goddess of the matriarch told Laki to go fuck herself.
Bad
Oh.
word. Bad word.
Now, hold
She
on.
kind
He
of,
puts
like,
he
pulls
puts a
out the
gold he
purse.
puts a gold in the purse.
Yeah, I love that I've been swearing the entire time and she's never pulled out the curse purse from Aldana.
Oh, she's been keeping track.
Oh no.
Tax
She's gonna come
time.
and collect.
Well, that is
Aldana, you owe 1,000 gold to the curse purse.
Is there any more context to that situation?
What's
Oh, well, I was feeling sad, so I went to the place by the docks. The district
Right, the docks.
Mm-hmm.
The district of the
Diplomacy?
Diplomacy. Yes, thank you. I don't know why that's such a hard word. And I started singing, and then everyone disappeared, and the matriarch was there, and she was looking really tired, and she told me how she when Lucky came to tell her she had to choose a champion, she told the matriarch that she had to choose a champion, and the matriarch told her to go herself. Which was, and she kind of, and she pulls out a quick little bits in the purse.
no. To be clear, it doesn't bleep. The matriarch does not bleep that.
Oh, okay.
She said she knows what she said and she stands by it.
It's a direct quote. It's allowed.
Well, Sunvale, perhaps you should tell your sister to add that one to the scriptures, eh?
Indeed.
No, but I did need a good laugh this morning, and it was most welcome. Very well then. I'll trust you to keep an eye on her. It'll give me a chance to catch up with Captain Lyra and well, figure out what we are going to do next.
Of course.
We will be leaving on the morrow morning, and well, receive the item in question tonight.
I would not think to keep you.
Snickerdoodles, I forgot to ask her if Lucky was what Lucky was. What she look like?
A hero. She was a
Uh,
hero.
Her opinion or her appearance is not understood or known. It is heavily debated what she looked like.
I know, but the matriarch got to talk to her.
Hmm.
I think.
No, that's fair. Yeah. If your goddess spoke to her, then I suppose maybe she does know.
I'm sure you'll have another chance to ask.
Very well. I would not think to keep you any longer.
Uh,
I do
well-
have
Right.
some. Well, you have the purview to go however you wish to get there, but I do have something I would ask of you.
Of course.
I recommend you travel south to get there. South across the 2-day bridge, which will take you to Lockheed's Landing. From there, you can cross over past Mitra Centauran and past the Clockwork Village. There is a ruin beyond that. It was a long time ago, a place called Disobedience. As I understand it, is still a very unpleasant place. However, there might be a passageway through the mountains towards the other side. There are few reliable ways to cross the Soren mountain range, but it is believed that there is a way through there. The reason I would have you go south instead of north is in Lockheed's Landing. South of there is a place called Lockheed's Rest. Have you heard of it?
Have we?
You saw it, actually, on your way up when you went north out of Mina's Grove. It's the massive tree said to be where Lockheed departed this world.
Got it. Yes.
Right.
Yes, we'll even say that we walked past it.
Good.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say the Soren mountain range?
Well, you'll have to eventually cross the Soren mountain range to get to Skala's Wrath, yes.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. When I was younger, it was about 4 years ago now. No, sorry, 3 years ago now. My mother had just recently ignited, and I was speaking with her. And she began to speak, but not to me. I don't know who she was talking to, and afterwards she didn't recall the conversation, or at least she told me she didn't. It would not be the first time she was dishonest with me. But I remember her saying that she would send me to Lockheed's Rest. I believe there is something there that might help you. I wish I could tell you more or speculate as to what. But if it is truly where Lockheed left this world, it does stand to reason that she may have left something in case Skala returns.
Given some information we know, that would make sense, actually.
Indeed. I would ask you to go that direction, but it is ultimately up to you.
Very well.
No reason.
Mentioned that we were. That she didn't like us in particular.
Well, if you are connected to Lockheed in some way, I could see why Skala might hold a grudge.
Indeed.
Oh, well, that and we broke some of her toys.
That too.
Well, she said we were stinky.
Yeah, reeked of her, I believe was the exact phrasing.
Well, and hopefully very soon you will break more of her toys.
That is the plan.
That's the goal.
Indeed.
Which reminds me of one other matter of, I suppose, small business. She takes out the old sending stone. The previous High Inquisitor, I believe, had taken the other one from you.
Yes.
So I don't need this anymore, but...
We keep talking to the bottom of a well.
Indeed. When you return Yuki this evening, I'll have a new sending stone for you.
Very well.
Hopefully this one will remain in my possession for a slightly longer time.
I certainly hope so.
Well, have a lovely time at the ceremony. Enjoy yourselves while you can.
Of course.
I'll send word if I remember more.
Please do. I'll see you this evening.
Yes.
And
Hi, Inquisitor, I'm so sorry. I'll let you go right after this, but, given what we're transporting, if you could ask someone before this evening to secure any information the Inquisition has on the transportation of dread demon-affected objects, that could be useful to us.
Which reminds me, I think a horse and cart would be nice.
I will ensure
Yes.
you have proper traveling accommodations, and yes, given the nature of what you are carrying, I will look into
As
some
well-
of our past attempts at transporting artifacts of dread demons.
I know you're
Successes
very
and
busy.
failures.
Yes,
well
I
as
know you're
in-
very busy.
As well as any lore specific to this one.
I will gather for you what I can.
Anything may be helpful.
I know you're very busy, so I apologize, but,
Well, this is important.
indeed.
Very well. He nods his head politely, and then he leaves for the day.
Wait.
And Melody kind of like looks at him very sternly, wordlessly opening her arms.
He walks over, and he gives Melody a hug.
Yay!
I hope Yuki came back down so she knows that her brother's leaving. You're going to give me agita otherwise.
You can aware.
Okay, thank you.
You're fine. So he departs, and you all make your way up towards the District of Learning.
Yes.
I'm gonna Do I have time to real quick run to Hellshold to pick up the thing?
You can pick it up after this.
Okay.
You make your way up into the District of Learning. For those of you seeing it for the first time, it is quite grandiose. The lines of apple trees that serve as the quote-unquote walls of the College of Arcanum. It's many buildings in different designs and styles and colors. Brux is able to explain that there is a building dedicated to each of the schools of magic, save necromancy. There is also an administration building and a massive library, which Cerberus was able to visit. The large courtyard outside of the administration building has been dramatically altered since it was seen yesterday. There is now a large stage that has been set up on there with two large velvety drapes down the side, and there are some steps leading down and a path leading towards the administration building. You all make your way there, and there is quite a crowd there this morning. Indeed, this is one of the few public events that the College of Arcanum holds, and there are quite a number of people there, but you are able to find seats and somewhere to sit. Yuki looks very excited as she gets to look around this place.
My goodness, this place is vast.
She nods. Oh my gosh, yes. They say you can learn any spell in the world here.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't think you actually can, but they say that.
Well, obviously. Well, they probably have one of the biggest collections.
I would imagine at least any on Terracin.
Right. My people don't really have such a collection. We focus on only certain magics, divination being the primary one.
Well, it makes it a lot easier since they write them all down.
That is true.
You look over Rialta as Yuki points. That's the divination building, and the divination building
Oh, right.
is a sizable tower, at the top of which is a large telescope, the kind you have only seen back home.
She blinks before pinching the bridge of her nose and going, "Oh, I just remembered. I might have family there."
Oh.
We can take
At
time
the-
afterwards.
Yes. Obviously, I don't want to miss the ceremony, but perhaps afterwards,
We
I
have
can...
plenty of time until the evening when we pick up the sword, so I
Right.
don't see why it would be an issue.
You don't need to come with me.
Everyone has family here.
I
Funny, you have family here?
I literally just learned it from the gentleman the other day.
Technically, you don't know that they're family.
I
either.
technically don't even know if they're family, but they share my last name.
Dwarven clans aren't very large.
Right.
You can learn it together with the rest of us, Melody.
Right.
Exactly.
Melody does the cheek pout. The puffed up cheek pout.
But perhaps if you wish to come with... If I do have any connection to this person, Yuki, perhaps you'll be able to look through the telescope. I know you mentioned divination as a...
She nods very excitedly.
Or if they could tell us anything about the grand message and how it was done.
I could ask. In any regard, I believe we have somewhere to be.
Yes.
Yes. So you all settle down in the courtyard, and as you gather there,
Ringside.
you can see the graduates waiting in a line leading down one of the paths towards the administration building. As the line reaches the stage, it disappears up behind the curtain. All in all, you'd guess there's probably 45 to 50 graduates, and they seem widely varied. The men are clad in a deep green robe, while the women are wearing black, the two colors of the school. Dean Rendra takes the stage first. He's a middle-aged human man in his 50s with salt and pepper hair, and he wears robes in the green and black of the school, with a patch that signals he is a member of the School of Evocation. Placing his hands on the podium at the center of the stage, a small gem glows bright green on it, and his voice is amplified as he speaks. He smiles. Welcome, everyone, to what has become a very conflicting day in my life. The joy felt at recognizing these young students for their accomplishments matched only by the sadness of saying goodbye as they spread out across beautiful Syrene to follow their paths. This year, I have a very special honor. While many of our Uruk brothers and sisters have graced the College of Arcanum over its many years, one this year stands out among all the rest. I would like to introduce first our valedictorian of the year 754, the first Uruk valedictorian in our 403-year history, graduating the School of Transmutation, Cirque Bruxborn. And as he announces the name, a soft gasp of surprise is heard among the audience as she enters the stage, clad in a feminine black robe and the symbol of the School of Transmutation. Saria holds her head up, trying to maintain her nerve as she approaches the podium. Dean Rendra looks very surprised and doesn't do anything for a moment. But finally, it seems to click in their mind, and they quickly offer their hand to shake. Saria shakes the dean's hand before stepping up to the podium. As she speaks, Brux, it is not the voice you heard yesterday. It is a woman's voice, although not perfectly so. It is one she has clearly spent many, many hours practicing and training, and yet one she still has a long way to go on. From a young age, my people know their destiny. They wear it proudly upon their flesh. They know who they will marry. They know what career they will pursue, where they will go to school, if they will go to school. And many are grateful for it. There is comfort in feeling like you belong. There is comfort in knowing that the life you have been given is one that will be accepted and respected. And the very thought of shunning it and stepping out on the path that is right, not for others, but for you, is a terrifying one. I've spent the last 5 years in Stonesthrow. I've met people from all over Syrene, and as I have, I can't help but feel cheated that I could not meet them sooner. I have seen so many different perspectives, learned so much about others, and in so doing, learned more about myself. And it is in the footsteps of others that I now find the wisdom to decide my own path and the courage to walk it. Wherever I go, I will carry with me the marks I was given when I turned 13. They will forever serve as a reminder that the life I was born into is not who I am. But they will also remind me of how far I've come, serving as my waymark. My people expect Cirque Bruxborn to return home as a graduate of the School of Illusion and to accept my commission in the Roktala Special Forces. But I have had my fill of illusions. Never again will I live a single day of my life as someone else. I am Saria Bruxborn, graduate of the School of Transmutation, and from this day forth I walk my own path and no one else's. I encourage you all to do the same, as too many in this city are being told that they have only one path to walk. Too many are being made to believe that the path has been decided for them. And to those people, I beg you, look around. Learn the perspectives of others and open your minds to possibilities you'd never considered before. In that, may we all find ourselves on the path that is right for us. And she steps back. And the crowd applauds for her as she is handed her diploma and steps off the stage. And one at a time, you watch as people come up to the stage, their names called, what school they belong to, and they are given their diplomas as well. And then the ceremony ends after about 30 minutes. It's not particularly long for a small graduating class, but there seems to be a great deal of celebration among the graduates who have worked their asses off for the last 5 years. Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot like that. What would you like to do?
I will
Be
look
proud,
at
Brooks.
Yeah.
going searching.
Mm-hmm. Does not take you long to find Saria, who's up near the front of the stage still. She looks up and sees you, and a small blush crosses her cheeks. Mother?
No words. Hug.
No words, only hug.
She stiffens a little bit as she is suddenly pulled into the hug, but she nods and rests her cheek on your shoulder as she hugs you back. She then looks up. I hope the speech was okay.
It was wonderful.
I'm sorry, did you say we're all there, or is it just...
Did you follow?
I assume Brock's got there first, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you all followed.
We're just like the awkward family members that they don't know that well, or just kind of hovering.
Melody is fucking bawling right now. Like, this is for the first time in many days. These are like happy fucking tears.
Happy tears.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hold on, I was just gonna type up. I don't think I've seen her smile that much. Shit, how long have we known each other now? Couple months?
Rocks, yeah.
Couple months.
Well, I will sort of turn these... The name right?
Saria?
Saria.
Yep.
These are my companions, Cerberus, Dawn, and Rialta, and most especially, Melody. And Yuki.
I'm sorry. I'm like really crying. The speech was so beautiful.
At seeing you cry, she's starting to get all emotional too. She nods. It's so nice to meet you all. Are you? You said you're traveling companions?
Yes.
Yeah.
There
I'm,
are whispers in silence. I don't know if you've heard of us, but
There.
No
Well,
worries.
Whispers in silence. It is wonderful to meet you. I'm Saria. I guess
It
you knew that
is.
you were here.
It's fine.
It's an absolute pleasure to meet you, Saria. You have a gift for oratory.
Well, I've had some time to think about it.
It
Yeah.
shows.
Thank you. I'm, they said that, I would be the first Uruk to graduate valedictorian and give this speech, so I wanted it to be good.
Wow, I think it was very
Yes.
impressive.
it was amazing.
I'm glad. I know it was kind of short. They said the person who spoke last year spoke for 4 hours.
It's a lot.
It is. That's what I thought. It seemed like a lot.
I think, honestly, I much preferred this celebration. I'm glad that this is the one I went to. I'm glad it was this one.
Me too. Are there mages among you? And Yuki raised her hand immediately. Oh. Well.
Yes.
What's your name? And she smiles. Yuki. Yuki Sunvale. Oh.
Yes.
Like
Younger sister.
Much younger sister.
like of the Onrado?
Yes.
Well, my condolences, Miss Sunvale. You said you're a mage in training? She nods excitedly. Well, I'm trying. I actually didn't get into the school, but I'm doing my best. I like trying to learn divination. That's a very difficult school to perform well in. Even accomplished mages aren't always capable of divinating. It takes a very special mind and special eye to be able to do so.
Are you familiar with the head professor of the divination school?
Oh yes. For transmutation, you don't have to take too many divination courses, but they do make you take a couple. Yes, Professor Faulkner.
Right. Is
Dwarf, then, I would guess.
Oh yes, Stella Faulkner.
Gives a thumbs up to Rialta.
Thank you. Stella?
It
you said?
seems
Not
ours may
Sapphire?
not be the
I'm sorry.
only.
Sapphire Faulkner, you're right.
Oh, okay.
Yep, sorry.
It's okay.
Seems ours may not be the only reunion here.
Apparently it's not.
Do you? I would never assume.
No, of course not. I am also.
It's okay, we
Faulkner.
are.
Brooke,
Not.
Brooke, she hits you. Oh my god.
I mean, you know.
That's so funny. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. No, but I am also a Folknir.
Oh.
And, I was
Okay, well
hoping-
that's more understandable.
I was hoping to speak with her if she was around.
Oh, well, I'm sure she's up there. I mean, actually, she kind of looks around. I'm surprised she didn't attend the. Well, maybe she did attend. It's hard. Oh, you know what? She looks up at the window in the divination tower. Yeah, she can probably just watch from there.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, she looks down at Yuki. So you're with the Inquisition then? Oh well, I mean no, my brother runs it, but I'm not a part of it. No, but you're here, right? He nods.
It was the Unrados' last wish for brother and sister to be reunited.
Well, if that isn't divine providence, I don't know what is, and I don't care what Miss Faulkner says. Sapphire Faulkner says. You know, Yuki, I don't mean to be too forward or anything, but I didn't plan on leaving for Mina's Grove for a little while yet. I have many things left to do here. I would be happy to teach you what I can in that time. Yuki's eyes bug out of her head. Like an apprentice? She nods. Well, I mean, I don't know how long I'll be here, but while I am, yeah, I could apprentice you. You know, there's only so much you can learn in the school, so I'd be happy to teach you what I can. She's like nodding so fast, and her mouth is moving, but no words are coming out, but she's just nodding.
I think that would be lovely.
Well, then.
Do it!
Very well. Then I will make sure to come by the Vigilance once a day, and I'll give lessons until such time as you find a better teacher or I have to leave. She nods and like runs over and hugs Saria's leg. She's very excited about this. Yes.
Let's come along, Yuki. Let's give her some space.
Great task you take upon yourself, taking on a student.
Well, I figure I've been the student long enough. I should attempt to always. My teacher always said, "Pass on what you know."
Verisol extended his hand and shake hers.
Saria shakes his hand in return.
You should be proud. I know we are. I'm sure you'll do well.
Thank you. I will do my best. Mother, if you have time today, maybe we could have lunch.
Absolutely.
Funny.
It's funny you want to go to Mina's Grove. That's actually where we all met.
That's true.
Divine providence again, it would seem.
Indeed.
Many things are.
Yeah. You don't
We
know the
can
half
tell
of
you
it.
the story.
Oh my goodness. I haven't found my champion of the forest.
Yeah.
Slowly
I don't think
pivot
so.
to stare at Varys.
Yep.
Nah,
No,
I don't
not,
think so.
not yet, I guess.
Could be anybody.
So, Melody is not one for the School of Divination, then. Understood.
What?
Oh, nothing, Melody. We were.
No worries.
They're going to lunch.
Oh, okay.
Saria.
I mean, wait. Do you guys have Bard colleges here too?
There is a Bard College, actually. It's in the District of Creation, but there is a Bard College here, yes.
Oh, nice. I could visit my school. Well, sort of my school.
I should think so. If you're a Bard, I don't see why they wouldn't welcome you. They give a hearty laugh, and as they do, you all laugh too for a moment, and yet as you stop laughing, you don't hear the other people laughing anymore. In fact, you don't really hear anything.
Oh no.
It has gone very quiet.
Look around.
And as you look around, everything is still.
Damn.
No one is moving. Not even a little bit. As if frozen in time.
Oh god.
And the only thing that you hear are the clicking of heels on the cobblestone below. And the area grows cold, and all of you can see your breath. And you turn and watch down the aisleway as someone approaches. She is tall, unnaturally so for a tiefling. At nearly 7.5 feet tall, she stands eye level with even Melody and Brooks. With her heels, she's just slightly taller. Her flesh, once deep crimson red, is now marred black in many places and rotting off of her body. In a couple places, you can see the bone of her hip and rib cage showing through, and the wounds bleed constantly, though it doesn't seem to bother her. Her amber-orange eyes glow in the now dimly lit midday, and her mouth is too wide, as if someone took a knife and cut a smile into her face all the way from the hinge of her jaw to the other side. Behind her, a long, segmented tail with a jagged, sharp point like a scorpion's follows her. In the crypts beneath the Temple of Penumbra, she had looked like a zombie, but by now she looks more like the paintings depict her. Her hair, once a gnarled mess of tangles, is now straightened and hangs elegantly down her back. Her lips are pulled up in a delighted smile, each of her teeth sharpened into fangs beneath it, and her clawed hands sway as she walks towards you. On her head rests a silver diadem inlaid with deep blue sapphires. And as she approaches you, she is applauding, clapping cheerfully.
So making sure I'm in between her and my daughter, and like sort of indicating Varys and do the same for Yuki.
Both,
Yeah.
both Saria and Yuki are still. They have not moved.
Still
Not
gonna
even a bit.
stand in front of him.
Yep,
Yeah,
totally
And
fine.
begin
It's
to
not
draw my
really
sword.
changing this.
Understood. As she approaches, you can see that stained down the sides of her cheeks are inky black tears that have soaked into the very flesh of her face. But she smiles as she speaks. Good morning, whispers in silence. What a lovely ceremony it was. You must be so proud, Brooks Ottelborn. Cat got your tongue.
What do you want?
I had to come see for myself. I thought maybe in the crypts I had just been surely mistaken. Surely, she looks at you, Varys. Surely I was not bested by you, by your pathetic order. You know, it was one of you that helped me burn the God's Grasp forest. So kind of you. I see it still hasn't grown back.
Well, it's doing quite a bit better than he looks her up and down. You have been.
Oh, too true. Too true. But then it never was about how healthy I was. I was not born to be healthy. I was not born to be beautiful. I was born to make you all answer for yourselves. Oh. She looks at Caldana.
Answer for what?
She walks over towards you, Caldana. My child. Even now you stand against me. No. You wear my flesh, She reaches up, and her claw touches just right here.
I'm
You
going
give
to...
me sight, just as all your siblings do. I was so disappointed in the lot of you when you stood against me. Tisk tisk. But I am thankful at the end of the day. It helped me to understand what I could not before. I thought I just had to give you the world you so deserved, and only then would you take it, but I was wrong. And I see that now. You would never accept it. You can't. You're so broken. All of you are, just like me. That is why you wear my flesh. That is why you hear my voice. Such a shame. But, if I'm honest, I'm not here to speak with you. She looks at Saria for a moment, and then down to Yuki hiding behind you all. Not them either, of course. As she speaks for a moment, something seems to break in her jaw, and her jaw unhinges like a snake's and falls open, her tongue hanging out for a moment. She gathers it up and cracks it back into place. Apologies.
Gross.
Apologies. This new form is still taking some getting used to. But I'm actually just here hoping you will pass along a message to the ungrateful bitch that stains you even now. I know you can hear me. You who slew me. You who killed me. Was it worth it? Was it worth watching them all die to strike me down? I'll admit that it surprised me. I could never have imagined you would have that strength. But your tricks have grown tiresome. Do not think I don't see what your little whispers are meant to accomplish. Well, let me assure you, I do learn, and I am not making the same mistake twice. They die today. They die now. In an instant, she goes to bare her claws at you, and yet, as she does, her movements seem slow, sluggish. Thick cobwebs coat her body and begin to pull taut, making her movements not quite right, take more time than they should. And all around you, darkness begins to envelop you, but especially Saria and Yuki. Pitch black. And yet you can see right through it because the stars alight it. But they are invisible to her. And then large white wings erupt out of each of their right sides, Saria's and Yuki's, and a deep red bat wing erupts out of their left and encompasses both of them, protecting them. A deep, angry growl fills the area as a silver wolf with a flowered crown emerges out of the darkness and stands between you and Skala. Golden light then shines and armors the wolf as a feathered sword appears in its jaw. Skala's eyes narrow, the webbing burning her flesh as she growls. What is this? She spits and tries to lunge forward, but the wolf snarls and jumps to meet her, slashing across her arm as divine energy erupts out of it, causing her to scream in pain and recoil. With her spare hand, she aims in the direction of you all and casts Disintegrate. And yet, something different happens. Brilliant white light erupts out of each of you, hardened into a shield that stands before the 5 of you all and turns the spell right back at her, blasting her hand into ash. With a howl of pain, she stumbles back and snarls out, "Wretched fools! Savor this while you can. I will have my strength again, and you will all pay dearly for this." And in an instant, she is gone, like a snap.
Wait, before she disappears, Melody has one thing to say to her.
You may say it.
Melody kind of like looks at her with pity. And she says one sentence.
I'm sorry this world has failed you.
In the words of your drop board, oof. She glares at you, Melody. "Save your pity for the weak, child." And she disappears. And the moment she's gone, everything is normal. Yuki and Saria are just talking as normal. But that is where we will wrap up for tonight.
Cool.
All right.